word. Hey everybody, I hope you guys are having an awesome evening. This evening we're going to have some fun. Grab the flash for me, please. And we'll be playing with the Godox V860 Mark III, which is an awesome little flash. I'm going to be having a lot of fun with that flash as well. Take that. And this evening we're coming to you from outside because it is 8 o'clock and it's dark already, and this space will allow us to play around a little bit more. We've got the, where's my finger, white backdrop set up that side, which we'll be using and playing around with as well. And we'll be going through all the different fun things about this tiny little flash, which is a really cool flash, by the way. This is a Godox V860 Mark III for Canon, which is fine because we are going to be using it on a Canon as well as on a Fujifilm system this evening, because it just allows us to do all those really cool, fun stuff. So let's go to the comments so we can just keep an eye on the comments as well, and things should work quite well. So this is a cool little flash. Let's first look at the one thing which makes this flash worth so much cool stuff. So this is the little flash unit itself. It's not that big. It's quite small. It's about the same size as a normal speedlight, but what you'll see is we have a hole in the inside. Now, that is not a hole for your Smarties. That is a hole for the battery that comes with it, because this flash uses a lithium-ion battery, which is awesome, because that means we can get so much more power out of this little baby than anything else, and the battery just lasts forever. Well, close to forever. You can basically do entire wedding with this, and it will still be fine. So the battery we have is a lithium-ion battery. You just take your flash, a little hole in the inside. There's a hole. Very nice. And we can just pop it inside there, like such. And that goes in like that. Push it through, clips in, and we are ready to switch it on. Switching on the flash is just a little button on that side, and it will go on. Come on, show the screen. Focus on the screen, on my face. There we go. There's the screen. It's backwards. We will adjust that just now. So the real cool thing about this flash is it is not that expensive. This flash goes for $4,500, which is not bad considering you get a lithium-ion battery, as well as it does all the rotating and things as such, and it is quite powerful as well. This little flash is about between 70 to 80 watts worth of power, give or take on full power, but you would never really fire it on full power continuously. A lot of people do that, and it's bad for your flash. Never fire your speedlight at full power consistently, because you will damage your bulb, unfortunately. The battery will last and things will still work, but you will run into problems. Yes, we can put some light on Justin and make his future much, much better, because we're putting light on it because we're using Godox lights, and they do that for us, which is so awesome. So one of the cool things about this flash, let me just quickly come closer to the camera so I can show you that. Is that the right way around? Nope, let's pop it so the screen goes back on. Can you see the screen? Is that the right way around? Is it not? Focusing on my face.
It looks good.
Yeah, we can't really see the screen. Yeah. I'll see if I can pull through a picture of the screen for you in that specific regard. Now, the nice thing about the Godox 860 or the V860 is that it also has a really cool zoom function. So that means you can zoom your flash, which is currently at 14 millimeters. I need to see if I can get that screen to show up on the camera a little bit better. Give me a sec. Let me get that sorted out. So there's our little screen. Let's move that way. Focus. Ooh, let's just switch the camera around so things are the right way around. I hate the screen that it goes dark so fast. There we go. Now we can see the flash. So on the V860, we have a whole bunch of little cool buttons and such. Let's put on some light on the side. Oh, light goes that way. Light goes that way. There you go. Cool. So one of the very important functions this flash has, or what you need to know about, is how to reset your flash. Because a lot of the times, if you mess around your settings, you might blow something up or just have your settings improperly set for using your camera. So what you do is, your two center buttons, you press and hold them down together like so. You give it a few seconds, and then you see at the bottom it says reset. Now this camera has now been reset back to factory defaults, which means this is the way that it comes out of the box. So we can take out the battery, little hole on the side, we press it, we pop up the battery, come out your little battery, ta-da, see, it's a nice little lithium-ion battery from Godox, which is cool, and it literally just pops into the hole. Makes life so nice and easy, switches back on for us, And there we go. So let's go through some of the really cool functions we can do on this flash. So we can press the TCM button, which will change it between either a ETTL flash, which means your flash will do all the fun stuff for you, or we can press it again to go into manual mode, where we can adjust the power of flash and get stuff sorted out and just do it ourselves. But the V860 Mark III has a cool little function on the side. It has a dedicated lock button. I can focus on your face from here. I need to do it like that. There we go. It has a dedicated button on this side for TTL and manual. So what that does is something cool. If we move it to manual, it stays on manual. But if we move that little button to TTL, it automatically switches your flash to TTL for you, which means you don't need to press buttons. You can literally just play with this little switch, and it will do everything for you very easily and very fast, which means you don't need to press buttons, fiddle around with things. If you have some weird location you're working in where you're jumping between your different flash modes, then that will be a lifesaver. It's literally just one little button you press and it does everything for you. Now, what you can also do on this nice little flash is, let's go into manual mode. Manual, there you go, because manual's cool. We're going to flash Justin. Pew, pew. Oh, wait, wrong button. Pew, pew. There you go, nice. So, we have our little sync button. Now our sync button will change this flash from high speed sync to rear curtain sync or front curtain sync. I can never remember which one of those two it is. But this little button will do that for you. So let's say you're outside in a very, very sunny condition day and you need to take photos, but your shutter speed needs to be a little bit too high, above your normal sync speeds. You can literally just press this button and go into high speed sync, which will then allow you to shoot at higher shutter speeds and not get those weird little black lines in the top and the bottom of your photos when you do them with that. Justin, just keep an eye on chat for me. Anybody saying anything? Not really. Well, that doesn't say much now, does it? What are people saying? Yes, somebody is saying something. Yeah, good evening. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? Sorry, Justin's supposed to keep an eye on this. Poor Justin. Yes. He is going to get blasted. He is one of my students, and he is also our model for the evening. So he has a receding hairline, as you can see. But we will work with that because that's what we have. So let's just pop that again so the screen comes on. So the sync button changes our flash from high speed sync to rear curtain or front curtain sync to off, which is really cool because it's just a press of a button. We also have our S1 and S2 functions. So if you press S1, you'll see there comes a little S1 that side. If you press it again, you see S2. Now those S1 and S2 functions, you will not really use that much because those are more for if you want to optically trigger this flash. Because yes, it does have a radio receiver on the inside to allow you to use the Godox triggers to trigger it. But it can also be triggered using the optical sensor. I think it's the one on the front here. I think that's the optical sensor. I might be wrong though. But yes, so it's a really cool, very easy, very straightforward to use. We also have some other cool stuff. We can press this little button on that side to change the flash to this. So what this now has done is, this flash is now a trigger. Justin, hand me the X Pro trigger, please. No, X Pro. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the small one. There you go. There you go. So this is our X Pro trigger. Let's switch it on. There you go. And what we'll see is, let's pop the flash. They look exactly the same. Now the reason for that is your Godox flashes can become triggers. So you don't need this trigger to trigger different lights. You can actually do everything directly from here, which is really awesome. Keep an eye on chat for me. Anybody saying anything?
We've got 2 new comments.
2 new comments. You're supposed to speak up, my man.
No,
That's more than 2 comments.
There's 2.
That's cool. Hey, there's Pakamani as well. Hey, I'm very bad with names. I'm sorry. It's his fault. I'm just going to put everything on him this evening. It's just easier. Anyway, let's go back to our trigger. So what this now means is this trigger can now, or this flash unit can now become a flash trigger, which can then trigger different lights and things as such for us, which is awesome because we can now, without buying a trigger, we can literally upgrade our lights, buy strobes and stuff as such, and just use our speedlight as our trigger to trigger those lights. So you can actually just save a bunch of cool money, and it's easy. You just press A, and we adjust the power of whichever light is assigned to A. Or B, and do the same thing, just switch it on, whoops, B, switch on B mode. There we go. There you go. Ta-da! And this is really cool. So now if you press the same button again, the flash now goes to ETTL. And if you press it again, it goes to normal ETTL. We press it again, it goes back into our trigger mode, and a whole bunch of cool stuff happens. So that's just so very nice and awesome, because it just helps you do some really awesome stuff. Because this flash can do a whole bunch of cool stuff, as well as it has a whole bunch of functions which you will most likely never use in your entire life, but it does have them just in case you need them. So let's reset this bad boy again. Come on, reset. Oop, reset back all the way. Now let's talk about our little icons we can see on the little screen. That icon with the arrow up means, come on, show the arrow up. There you go. That little icon in the corner, that's indicating that this will make a flash. And that up arrow means that this flash is not pointed straight forward. So if you point it straight forward, like that, there you go, it's gone again. But if we move it, bloop, it comes back again. Justin, any comments?
Nope.
No comments. Are you sure about that? It's not moved.
Nope.
Doesn't look like it's moved. Wait, let me just rotate my laptop around so I can just look at the chat, because Justin is not doing a good job of that. But what I'll do is I'll flash him. There we go. Now I can see. That's fine. It's fine. It's just a bit of light. It doesn't hurt anybody, does it? Okay, so that's just your basics on the camera. We can also just open up the menu. Here's another mode button at the bottom. So we can just change all the modes as well, which is cool. We've got plus, minus, and we also have a modeling light on this thing, which is cool. We can press that button. Okay, the top button. And it will go to this mode. And if you turn the wheel, wait, which way does it go? Press. There you go. And now we've got light in the front. Isn't that cool? So this can help you focus in really dark situations. We can use it as a flashlight to find Justin, or you can use it as a very bad video light. Do not use this as a video light, please. That's a bad idea. Anyway, switch it back off again. So you can switch it on. You just go into the little flash mode, the little arrow there. Let's just switch it off and back on again. And we'll do it like this. So you can press that little button on the right hand side, and it'll show you this little screen. And from this screen, you can then go, hey dude, Pokemon, you're looking from really far away. Load shedding tool. Yes, Monsieur Godox, this is a load shedding tool, because I can press this button like this. We can get some light on the subject, make it nice and bright, and I can go find my food and eat with this and do stuff and like point at Justin and look at his face and stuff like that. That's awesome. It's really cool. So let's just switch the back off again and just go back out of the mode. Go out. No, wrong button. Wrong button. There we go. Cool. So let's go back into that mode to enable your little modeling light. It's the right hand button. We press it. Once you see the screen, you press the center button to activate it. And then you can just use the wheel to change your power. Power goes down. Power goes up. Easy and fast. And you can just press it again to switch it off. Now, when this is on, you can still pop the flash. Where's the button? So you can still pop the flash, even though your modeling light is on. So what this means is you can use this to find stuff or illuminate your subject and then take photos with it, which just makes it just a little bit more fun to have, because now it allows us to do some cool stuff. Like use this for more than what it was meant to be used for, which is awesome. But anyway, that's just the basics of it. Would I recommend this flash? Yes, I would actually. It's quite a nice little flash. But you do need to learn how to use your flash. We can also open up the menu. Where's the menu button? In the menu, we can change a whole bunch of cool stuff. Like we can actually change that. Where's that light LCD one? ID beep. What channel is this on? Remember channel 21. We just need to make sure everything's on 21. Light 12 seconds. Now let's just change that to always on. There you go. Now it's going to switch off. Stupid light. There we go. Ha! Very nice. We like. It's good. Great recycling time. Yes, actually, Pokemon. Let's have a look at this. So what we're going to do is we're going to change it back to manual. It is currently at the lowest power setting, and we're going to fire it. Let me move it closer to the mic and fire. It will recycle very, very fast on the lowest power setting. But as soon as you go up on your power, oops, wrong way to go.
This is about to get very bright.
Yeah. This is about as bright as Justin's future is going to be. So I'm sorry, Justin. Oh, holy hell, that's bright. But yes, what you'll now do is this is now at full power, so you'll now be able to hear the recycling time. So let's pop it. There we go. That's a very long recycle time. And what a lot of photographers do is they pop this flash onto the camera at full power and continuously shoot it over and over and over. Now the problem with that is your bulb on the front, that's going to wear out and start to melt and do weird stuff because it's not meant to be fired at full power. Instead, you can literally just go to your power, drop it down to something more adequate, like a 16th, and now our recycling time is going to be much faster, like this. Come on, focus. It's picking up your face. There you go. Fire. Much, much faster. And that speed is what I would normally shoot all my stuff with it as well. So it's quite nice. Now on the front of the flash, this also has some really cool things. We can go to the front of it. There's the front. There you go. There's the front. It's got two little flappies on the inside there. Your face is still... Let me just hide your face using the... No, your flappy is stuck on the inside. This is Justin's flash, by the way. So it's got a... I trimmed my nails so I can't get it out. Please get it out for me, my friend. Like, shake it. Shake it like a good man. Did that work?
No.
That's fine. We like trimmed our nails and stuff, so we can't get it out because his flash is being used quite a bit. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Just give it back. Give it back.
I almost got it.
Almost got it. Close enough, but no potato. Anyway, so there is two little bits of paper inside there, or the one is a nice little transparent little thingy like that, which will help diffuse and spread the light out even more, which is awesome. It also has a little bit of a white bounce card in there, which comes up to about there, which will help bounce the light forward. It is in there. It's just that his flash has been abused, so it doesn't really want to come out. It's like playing hide and seek. But it is there and is really effective to use. I promise I'm not lying. It is like right in there. So yes, this little diffusing thingy is very, very handy because that allows your flash to have a larger spread of light. So with it in the inside, if we fire it straight ahead, like that, fire. It's going to cover quite a bit of area. But if we bring that out, it's going to cover even more of an area. Yeah, I'm sorry, Justin, that will blind you. I am so sorry. But yes, that is a really cool little thing to have. And we will actually be using that to take some photos with. So what we'll do is, Justin, give me the Fujifilm. Let's just turn the table around. There you go. Give me the Fujifilm. There you go. So this is a really fun thing to do. You can take your flash. This is a Canon one. So you can see in the top, it says Canon. But this is a Fujifilm X-T4 camera. So we can put it on there and it will still fire. Let's switch it on and focus. And the flash still fires, which is quite cool. Because a lot of these flashes, because we're not using them in high-speed sync, we don't really need to worry too much when it comes to brand names and such. But let's get this tethered setup going so I can show you what we actually see. So this is the Fujifilm. So let's grab this cable, plug it into the side, and we're going to take a random test photo of Justin. Let's press that in. And there we go, tethering is set up. Justin, stand there for me and be all pretty like. Oh, look, it's your photo. That is zoomed in. Why is it zoomed in so much? Oh, capture one zoomed in. Let me just zoom that out. There we go. That was our test photo. That is a bad photo. Yes, that is a very bad photo. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our flash, point it all the way down. Let's just make myself bigger again on the screen. There you go. And we're going to shoot it like this. We're just going to point it directly at our subject, not use a little thingy at the front. There we go. So let's go back to our tethered shooting, tethered capture. And just using it like this, we're now going to take a photo of Justin. Hi, Justin. You're quite far away, but that's fine. Let's just take a random photo like this. It's going to be a bad photo. I'm 100% sure of that. Might be a bit too bright. It's fine. It's fine. So that was just taking a photo at the 16th power. That was actually quite nice. Quite close. Quite close. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take the little flap out. Get a bit more spread. Hey, look, the little bounce card came out. I'm going to keep that out for now. Anyway, so we've now grabbed the little flappy and it's going to stay on there, and we're going to switch back to my pivot screen. I'm going to show you what the difference is. So that's without it, and we're going to stand at the same spot, not change any settings, take the same photo. Hi, Justin. There you go. And that should give us a little bit more of a spread of light. Oh, wow, that's actually gone down on the power and the light. Huh, that's interesting. Wait, did I change something? Yeah, I did change something. My bad. My bad. Let's do that again. Oh, yeah, zoom started working, by the way. Now let's go zoom. Zoom all the way out. I want to be at 50, so that means I need to readjust my settings. Let's go f2.8. Let's see if that looks fine. I need to change this. There you go. Now we can see Justin. Okay, so now we're going to use a little flappy thing because the camera zoom started working again, or the flashes one. The flash can zoom, which is quite cool. So let's take that same photo again. There we go. And that's now with a bit of paper. See, so that is now softened down things a little bit for us, which is quite cool. But we want to soften this light down even more and adjust it even more. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this flash and tilt it up like that. And what that's going to allow us to do is use the ceiling, in this case, which is kind of silverish, and we're going to be able to bounce light at Justin like this, which should give us a different effect altogether. Nope, come there. There we go. Hi, Justin. There you go, that's on 50. Let's test it. 1, 2, 3. That's using the bounce light on the ceiling. That might be a little bit dark. Yes, that's a little bit dark. So let's just change the power a little bit more. No, go to 50. There you go, go to 50. We're going to increase our flash power a little bit, because when we do bounce light, it does affect the amount of power we get. So I've now changed the flash to 1/4 power. So that's 1/4 on the settings. Hi, Justin. There you go. And 1, 2, 3. And that's bouncing the light still. So instead of, there we go, just look at how nice that looks. So using the exact same settings, I'm now going to do the following. I'm going to take this flash, I'm going to press it down, just like that. See? So it's now facing directly forward. Now let's take that same shot again without changing any settings, and now just look at the difference we get. Hi, Justin. That's going to be way too bright, 100% sure. Wow, that's bright. Okay, we need to go down like way, way, way down on the power. Let's just go to like F5. No, F8. F8 should be fine. Yeah, it was bad. Okay, let's try that again. F8. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, let's just tilt that around. 1, 2, 3. That should even things out a bit. Jeez. There you go. That looks much better. So that's with the flash facing directly at our subject. So Justin, come stand next to me. You need to hold my camera for me so I can compare photos. There you go. Compare photos. Why is that one? Why is that one on that side? No, I want you to be perfect. There you go. So the top one is where we bounced the light. So let's zoom into that. That's bouncing the light. And this is firing the light directly at Justin, who gave us a really bad face. But yes, that is the difference we can get by just changing the angle of our flash. Because as soon as we now change the angle back to where we actually get the flash, let's just reset capture one. Ugh, that's a bad photo. Give me my camera. So we're going to keep the flash power exactly the same. And what we're going to do now is we want good light. So yeah, stuff that. I'm going to take the flash. The bounce light looks so natural. Yes, it should. We're going to move the flash like that. Turn the aperture all the way to f2.8 again. Justin, stand for me and be all pretty like. Oh, wait, that way. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We can work with that. Is that at 50 mil? Yeah, it's at 50 mil. There you go. And 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And that should now. Ah, I didn't share my screen. Dang it. Let's redo that. Fire flash in a random direction. There you go. We're going to redo that photo because I want. There you go. So what we've done is we've got the flash now mounted on the camera, aimed at the ceiling, and aimed at Justin's face. Oh, I need to take a step back. You're doing a weird. No, do this thing again. There you go. Perfect. 1, 2, and 3. There you go. And that should give us a better photo. There you go. And that is just by bouncing our little speed light. It looks, well, much better actually. The question is it sharp? Yes.
Holy moly.
You've got a thing on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a thing on your face. But anyway, so that is the difference we get from changing our light from pointing forward directly at our subject to just bouncing it. We don't actually even need to do much more other than just take photos with it. So Justin, grab a chair, grab a seat. Let's take 1 or 2 decent photos, and then we will change the flash, diffuse it a bit. Hey, Chevron dude. Yes, I love the natural look you can get from the V860 by bouncing it. When it comes, can you bounce and use the bounce card? Yeah, sure, we can do that. If I can get the bounce card out, because unfortunately, Chevron, what has happened is this flash is Justin's flash, and he has somehow messed up his bounce thing where it doesn't want to come out all the way, but it is out now. So I don't know how long that's going to last, but yes, we've got the same angle with the bounce card, and we'll now compare that to the photo where we didn't have the bounce card. So this one was without the bounce card. No, Justin, go stand there again. Not sit. Who told you to sit? I didn't do anything. Just stand there. No, other way. Yeah, the same. Yeah, same. There you go. And same angle. Oops. Flash went to sleep. I'm sorry, Flash. That's going to be a dark photo. And 1, 2, 3. And that's using the bounce card. There you go. That's using the bounce card. Justin, come hold my camera. Please.
Got it.
There you go. Thank you. I want to compare photos. So that's now using the bounce card. So let's compare using the bounce card to not using the bounce card. The top one, we didn't use the bounce card. Let's just zoom into that. There we go. And the bottom one, we used the bounce card. Now the bounce card will push more light forward, as you can see. Now what happens is when you push more light forward, just notice the shadows underneath the chin on both photos. On that one, they're a little bit softer, and on the one where we used the bounce card, they're darker. Now, the reason for that is when you do use your bounce card, it means that you now get more light directionally towards your subject. So instead of having it bounce from the ceiling, like we did with the one without it, then catch light looks better. It does. We can actually do this. So we're going to take that flash. I'm going to change the angle of it again. I'm going to take the flash with the bounce card and aim it up, because the bounce card is going to allow us to bounce light forward. So if we changed from this angle to the top angle now like this, it should give us a good catch light, as well as at the same time, it should give us better light. So let's give that a test. Justin, your flash went to sleep again. I need to change your flash's thing. You touched my joystick on my camera now. I need to reposition it. Dang it, dude. There you go. So this is with the flash pointing all the way up with the bounce card. 1, 2, and 3. I do love the X-T4. Just does things so much better. There we go. There's a photo. I do need to adjust my power a little bit. So let's do that. And what I'll do is I'm actually going to not change my power. I'm going to just bump up my ISO tiny bit. Nah, let's change the power. So we're going to go from 1/4 of a power, and we're going to increase the power by half a stop. Like that should be fine. Okay, Justin, go stand there again for me. We've now increased the power to 1/4 power plus 0.7, which should give us just enough light to get this sorted. 1, 2, 3, and pew. There we go, sorted. Ha, Justin, hold my camera. Hold my camera. There we go. Yes. So now let's compare using the bounce light with a little bit more power to the bounce light getting a directional. So now we've got a nice catch light, but now that we've just adjusted the power and angled all the way up, we now get a different catch light, but the light still looks really good, nice and pleasing. Shadows will, of course, be a little bit darker compared to when we just had it like this. So it is really easy to get good portraits using a speedlight without blasting it full power. So something that a lot of people like to do is finally made one live. Hey, Danielson, how are you doing? How is your study going? And how is the lady, my friend? Daniel's cool. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do something very bad, and that is put the flash on full power. I'm sorry, Justin.
It's fine. do it.
It's going to be very bright.
Do it.
Oh, that's bright.
Just do it.
So the reason we put it on like that is, man, I need to go to like F11, I think. This is what a lot of people like to do. They like to put their flash at full power and just fire it at their subject, like this. I think I might not even be at the correct... Oh, that's way too dark. Let's just drop the power a bit to, not the power, aperture to f5.6, f6.4 actually. Double check that. There we go. Okay, let's drop it a little bit more. That should be fine now. Man, this poor flash. I'm sorry, Justin. There we go. Good old Justin being a model again. Yes, my friend, all is well. Work site's good. That's very awesome to hear that work site's good, my friend. Yes, Justin is model again. Justin, come hold my flash. Hold your flash, my camera.
Got it?
So, this is what a lot of people like to do. They like to take the flash and just fire it at full power at their subject. But the problem with that is you start to wear out your flash quite fast. Plus, your settings need to be like all over the place to compensate for that power. But we can get really good results by simply just angling our flash correctly at a lower power, and we get really good results like this. And that's comparing from a quarter power between quarter power and full power. There is a difference, but if I had to choose, I would rather shoot the flash at the lower power, have my settings properly set for that, and work with that instead of firing the flash at full power consistently. Because unfortunately with speed lights especially, they do tend to melt if you shoot them. How does TTL work as being bounced? Well, TTL with bounce light does some really cool stuff. We're going to do TTL next. Will we go to live workshop in Garden Route sometime? Yes, Daniel, I'm actually busy planning one for us. So do not worry, I'm just waiting for Kloppers and one or two other places, and then we can actually get that sorted out. So using your flash in manual mode does give you the advantage of telling the flash where you want the power to be, which is really awesome. Now, on this flash, we can actually go into TTL very, very, very easily, which will be cool. We can just take the flash, and on the side, we'll rotate it so it bounces, because we like bounce light. And then we're going to press the little magic button on the side of the flash. Where is my flash? There you go. There's the little button. We're going to take it from TTL and put it into, or from manual and put it into TTL, which will then change the flash to TTL mode, which makes it very easy to literally just use TTL. But I'm 100% sure my TTL is going to make a mess up because the area we're in isn't really adequate for using TTL. There you go, 1, 2, and 3. That didn't sound right. That's going to be a bad photo. Let's just go back to my other screen so we can show it. That's way, way, way too dark for this specific bounce, unfortunately. So what we can do is we can bump up the power on our TTL. Let's go power and plus it to about 2 and then see how that compares. Hi, Justin. But that bounce is still not going to work correctly because this is not a TTL friendly zone. Let's point it directly forward at Uncle Justin. Hi, Justin. No, look at the camera, not at the ceiling.
Sorry.
There you go. It should be a little bit better. But yes, unfortunately, the area that I'm in and specifically the camera that I'm using, TTL doesn't work that well for me, so I never use TTL. TTL is really good if you're doing event photography. If you're running around doing a whole bunch of stuff and you do not have a lot of white in your scene, because TTL does work off your metering and somebody's driving really bad, holy hell. So TTL does work off your metering system. It meters the scene and gives you a proper exposure of what it thinks is correct for you. But sometimes it does fail, sometimes it does work really good. But if you're starting out, I would say try to avoid TTL, just go to manual and just work from there. Now, really good places to use TTL would be if you're doing events, like weddings, things as such, where you're doing a lot of running and gunning. Then you can just take your flash, put it at an angle, fire it up into the ceiling. That's a bad angle. It's a good angle. There you go, like that. Fire it up into the ceiling. And using TTL then, when you're much closer to your subjects, works much better. Because if I now keep the camera at TTL the way it is, and we're going to go much closer to Justin, just by changing our distance, that should now let the bounce do its work much better. There we go, like that. Is bugs are starting to come out? Yeah. Nah, it's still dark, unfortunately. Let's just point that directly at your face and get it done with. TTL is nice and all, but I dislike TTL. It has failed me more than once, unfortunately. Yeah, it's going to be better. More light. We could. It could help you capture those ones, but what you're going to have to do is, if you do that, you're going to need to diffuse the light on your flash. So to diffuse the light on this is actually quite easy. You can do it either cheap or expensive. So what we're going to do is put this back into manual mode. Manual, my one true love. I like being in control of what my flash does. Go back to a quarter power. Yeah, that's fine. Just take a test photo. Hi, Justin. That's a bad photo. I'm sorry. It's fine. It's fine. It's a bad photo. We know. And what we're going to do now is we're going to diffuse this flash. Wow, that's a very bad photo. Holy, what's my power setting? What did I change? Oh, that's what I changed. Back to 5.6. Sorry, Justin. Okay, now, what we're going to do now is we're going to diffuse our light for cheap. So we can get, geez, what the hell? Why did I put my power up that high? Let's go back down. No, go down, go down, go down. There you go. Just do a turn and fire. It's pointing directly at his face, so it's not going to be the best light. But it should be fine. There you go. Okay, so now we're going to diffuse this flash using a method which I love to use for diffusing flashes, which is very cheap, very effective, very awesome. First thing you need to do, though, is take the flash off your camera. And then, Justin, I'm going to need the white paper and the duct tape. There you go. Give me that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some tape. We're going to take a white shopping bag and we're going to put that on the front of our flash. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow us to get softer light to work with. So I don't want to cut this because I actually do still use this. So I'm going to take the flash, put it inside, make sure the flash head is inside the fabric like such, and then I'm going to tape it closed. And what this will now help us do is this will now help soften the light down a little bit for us. Because having softer light, how could you achieve a bouncing light? There is no place to bounce light from. Aha! No place to bounce light from. Well, then you can do it like this. But what I'll do is, the ceiling isn't that bright, but there is a wall on that side which is very dark, and we'll use that. So before we do that, I'm going to actually show you how to do that. We're going to first tape this to the flash head, like that. There we go. Yeah, I don't want to cut this, so excuse my taping work. But there you go. We have now successfully diffused the light on this flash. Sure, it looks bad, but I just need some scissors when I can clean this up, and it's going to look really cool. Now let's put this back on the flash, or on the camera. Hi, camera. Put that back on the camera. Switch it back on again. Switch the camera back on again. And what I'll do, Cherise, is I'm going to show you how to do that bounce light reel now. I'm going to keep that up on screen, and we're going to cover that for you in a second. First, I want to do this real fast, though. So now that we've diffused our flash, I'm keeping it at the same power and putting it at Justin's face, more or less. There you go. And that should now give us softer light. Oh, that's dropped the power quite a bit. Okay, let's raise the power back up again, because unfortunately, when you do diffuse your light, your power will drop on your light. So I'm going back up to a quarter power. There we go. Quarter power, f2.8 on the lens. Hi, Justin. And that should now give us good light. There you go. Perfect. But for some reason, the video jumped around a bit for some reason. It might be internet connectivity. My internet's quite good, though. But yes, so what we've done now is we've achieved this look on Justin, which isn't that bad. It gives us nice soft light to work with. And the way we've achieved this light is very easy. All we've done is we've added some fabric to the front of a flash. That's the flash head right there. All of this is just extra stuff. Ta-da! And this now gives us some cool stuff. It is a little bit bright though, so the easiest way to change this is just go from f2.8 to f4, and that should fix that light for us perfectly. Hi, Justin. And focus and fire. There you go. And that should darken it down just a tad for us. There you go. Oh, why is his face hiding away? Come back up. There we go. Justin, come hold this for me, please. Sweet. Thanks, dude. There you go. Thank you. So we can just compare. See, so we can now diffuse the light very, very, very easily by just adding some paper on. So we can go from this,
Oof.
yeah, I know, oof, to that very fast by just diffusing our light, which works really, really well. So now let's work with our flash in a dark environment and see if we can bounce it as well. Normal again. Yeah, I think it might be your internet, unfortunately. Mine should still be very stable because I do have a business line. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to sort out from Ms. Bernard how to bounce light. First thing we're going to do is remove our diffuser. That's done for now. But we have prepared, because I did think that somebody might have this question, and I do have a black backdrop for us to use, which will allow us to have a dark room. So, Justin, this we need to turn around now. Move your chair around. Okay, pick up that point to move out. Yeah, move that way.
Go, go, go.
Go, 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 go. There you go. And come forward towards me. Yeah, come towards me. Come, grab that one and move back that way again. No, move. No, back, not forward. Yeesh, hard to get good help these days. I keep moving, man.
I am.
Keep moving. There
Oh, I
you
see what
go.
they're doing.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. See, so now we've got a black backdrop on the one side. See? So there we now have a black backdrop, which you would have in a black room as an example. So we can use the flash still with that. But what we're going to do is we're going to, instead of bouncing the light, we're going to put the light directly at the subject. So light forward, like that. And the one thing we can do now is we can also rotate the light. So light on top of the camera, like this. And we can also go left and right with the flash. See, like that, which is nice. Because we don't want the flash facing directly forward at our subject. We want to tilt it, like that. So it's a little bit softer. Now, what that will do is, apart from me destroying my exposure completely and utterly, it also means that we can now work with dark environments, like the one we have behind us. Let's just reset this. That looks fine. So let's work with that. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to try and bounce this light from the black background. So, Justin, take a step closer to the background for me. There you go. And we're going to try and bounce it from the black. But it might do some weird stuff, especially with the power setting. I need to move my chair. Yeah, that's done weird stuff. Okay, Justin, let's move that to the left, just so we can get everything in frame. Stay camera. Okay, so move that this way. Keep going, keep going, keep going, and stop. There you go. Now it's much easier for people to see and for us to work with as well. So what we've done is we've now moved that black fill from there a little bit closer, so it's easier to work with. So let's see if we can bounce light from that black surface to our subject.
Facing this way, other way.
No, that's fine. You go 1, 2, 3. That might do weird stuff. So it's still giving us something interesting. It's still filling in the subject. Now, the reason that is happening is because I cheated. We are bouncing the light from the black on the one side. So let's do it like this so you can see. There we go. So here's camera. What you'll see is this flash isn't pointing forward. I'm going to be shooting at my subject, but I'm going to take the flash and angle it again. And what you'll see is this little lip there will still catch the light on the subject. And all we need to do is do that, which is take out our bounce card and at the same time our little light spray diffusion thingy, and use that to shoot with. And that will give us good light to work with. So flash pointing at the little black wall thingy and camera at Justin. It might be a bit bright, I'm sorry. We might need to adjust the power slightly, so ever. Yeah, it's going to be bright. That's way too bright. Let's go to F4. Let's try it again. This is trial and error, unfortunately. But yes, what we can do is we can use what's inside the speed light to achieve that, even if we're inside a black room, because we're not worried too much about bouncing the light. Yes, we've got some bad stuff in the background. We can just move the subject away a bit more from the background, sort that out, and we can do that by just changing that on the camera. And then what I'll do is I'll just drop the power a little bit to about 8/8 power, and I'll go to f2.8 on the lens, which will then allow us to do a little bit more background separation. Focus. There we go. There we go. Ta-da! We still have good exposure on our subject. Yes, we will have some stuff in the background, but normally that background would also be black. So now we need to move that pole forward so the background is black. Just move it this way. There we go. And we're going to move this one this way. No, go back, go back. Don't do the thing. There you go. Cool. Now stand there again. See, so what we've done now is we're moving him so he's much closer to where the backdrop would be. So he's going to stand right next to the black. Now stand back. Yeah, I'm going to shoot from here. I'm going to shoot from here and you stand right there. Like this. Yes. Wow, that's way too close. And because it's that close, it's going to be way too bright. But yes, you can cheat by using your little flappy on the top, your little bounce card, as well as your little panel to spread the light out a little bit more to get much better illumination on your subject. This is going to be way too bright. So let's go to F4 again, and then go here. Hi. There you go, that's better. Let's just change that to F4 point, I think that's 4.5. 4.5 should be fine. There you go. And 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And that should give us a decent result. There we go. See, so we can still even bounce the light from the black side, but not technically bounce it. What we're using is we're using the bounce card inside the speedlight, because most speedlights come with this little bounce card, which is really awesome. And at the same time, we're also using the diffusion panel, or that's a little diffusion panel. That helps us spread the light out even more. But ideally, the best thing to do in a case like this would be to take your speedlight off camera, put it inside a softbox or a umbrella, which we will do now. Still using the black background, but we're going to move that back a little bit because I don't like having Justin that close. It's a bit weird having him that close. But yes. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just move it back a little bit. Just like that's fine. There you go. Cool. And now, what we're going to do now is we're now going to take this speedlight and put it off camera, which is really cool to do. So when you put your speedlight off camera, you need to be aware that you need to set your speedlight and trigger to the same channel, and then you'll be able to work with them. So where's the X Pro trigger? It's in my pocket. X Pro is in the pocket. Let's switch it on. This is on channel 13. That is incorrect. Let's just change this to 21 because I like being on channel 21. Just makes things easier. There we go, channel 21. And that should be fine. And then on your flash, you need to change things around a little bit as well. So to get these two to talk to each other, we need to make sure this flash is a slave. To do that, we need to change the mode of the flash. So would the open bulb also have a good result in circumstances where you can't bounce light? Yes, Daniel, you can still get good results by not bouncing your light. You can get good results firing this light directly at your subject, like such. Let's switch this trigger off so I can show you. Come to me, camera. And we're going to put the flash on the camera. Put it on. But now the thing is, you want to now compensate and correctly adjust your power for when you're shooting directly at your subject. So let's do it like this. Justin's going to keep standing there. I'm going to come this way, and we're going to now tilt the flash down. So the flash isn't bouncing any light at all. It's just firing directly at our subject. But because we can tilt this head, I'm going to tilt this away slightly, like such. There you go. And now we're going to take some photos. The reason we want to tilt it away is so we don't get too much direct light on the subject, because we still want good light at least. So, yep, flash is asleep. Let's try it like that. I might need to adjust the power because this was not... Oh, wow, that's way too bright. Jeez. Okay, so let's just drop the power quite a bit. That was way too high on the power. Let's go to 64th of the power. Do that again. Hi, Justin. There we go. And that should look a little bit better at least. Yay, there you go, it looks a little bit better. Okay, but now we need to adjust the angle of the camera a little bit. So let's face that like that. I need to shoot like this. Take a step to the right. There we go. Yeah, there you go. Now we got the background. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Might be a bit bright. I might have changed the setting by accident. Yep, I changed setting. So let's just go to F4. That should fix it for us. Hi, no, like there. There you go. So yes, we can still get good results firing a flash directly at our subject. But remember, Daniel, when you do fire your flash directly at your subject, you need to properly compensate with your light. You need to set your light correctly. Don't overpower your light. Just have your light set like this light is currently set to. Let me show you. So on this flash, the light is set to. Let's switch this off so I can show you. So speed light is set to. Where's the speed light? No, where's the speed light? I can't see the. Oh, where's my laptop? Just turn that around. There you go. There's the speed light. So this flash is set to a 64th plus 5 on the power. And we can zoom in on Justin. Focus. And fire. Might be a bit far away, so we might need to increase. Thingy where the front focus board can come off. No, Daniel, I think you might be thinking of a different flash because this, the Godox 80, or not 80, the Godox V860, the front doesn't come off. It is fixed to the flash itself. So you cannot remove this at all, unfortunately. So I think you're thinking of a different flash, unfortunately. But yes, so the V860, the front of the bulb cannot be removed at all. It is a fixed unit. Unless you send the Godox for repair, the only thing you can remove from the flash is the battery. I need 2 hands for this. There we go. Battery comes out like such. See, it's got a nice little lithium-ion battery. So the battery you can remove, yes, but you cannot remove the front head to expose a bulb. I think you might be thinking of the 8200. You can swap the heads on. You can go, yeah, 8200. On the 8200, you can change out the Fresnel head to a bulb head. And using that open bulb, you can get good results as well, but you do need to take into account your position of your light as well, which becomes very, very important. So let's continue where we stopped, which is taking this flash off camera and putting it inside something to do something cool. First thing we want to do though is get these two to talk to each other, the remote and the flash itself. So to do that, we now need to just move my laptop so I can actually see what I'm doing. Coming behind the camera, and we've got our trigger this side, we've got our flash this side, and what you'll see is the trigger is on channel 21. The flash, we can press the mode button. Oh, there you go. It's on group A, channel 21, which means if I press this button, it will now flash. It also means I can now press A, I can change my power, and it will change, it's picking up your face, and it will change on the flash. So we can go to 128, press the, where's the button? No. There we go, now it flashed. Yeah, see, nice, easy, and fast. Very, makes it very nice. So we press A again, and we can change the power on it again, and fire away. See, nice and easy. So it's very important, make sure your flash is on the weird little orange screen, and it says RX A. The A will mean it's in group A, the 21 means it's on channel 21. Now to change those settings, so let's say my trigger was set to a different channel, and I need to change the channel on my flash. To do that, it's quite easy. Once you're in this mode, where you can see the orange screen, at the bottom you'll now see there's a group and a channel button. If you press the group button, we will now go to group B or group C, and so forth and so forth. If we press the channel button, we can now use the wheel to change our channel. We always want the channel on the same channel as our remote, because that will allow the remote to trigger this remotely. And there we go. Whoops, that's the wrong channel. Channel 21. Count 21. Nice, easy as pie. So what will happen is, even though this is a Canon trigger, because it says C in the name, it will now change to Fuji at the bottom to indicate this is communicating with a Fujifilm remote. See, nice and easy. We can also take the Canon trigger, but we'll do that when we swap to the Canon. So now this flash is now ready to be used off camera. Very nice and easy. We now need to put the trigger on it, get this in a light stand, get it sorted out. So what we're going to do is rotate this back this way so I can see chat. There we go. I'm going to take this and put it into a S2 bracket. I love S2 brackets. They allow us to modify this speed light to do some really cool stuff. So switch on the light. There we go. This is a Godox S2 bracket. These things are freaking awesome. Your speed light goes into the back like this, and you just tighten it down at the top like such. We just stand behind the camera so I can show you. There we go. See? It just goes into the thing. Oh, I plug that out, plug that back in. My bad. There you go. So we can take a flash, pop it into the S2 bracket from behind, and that will allow us to mount bones, mount accessories, as well as at the bottom it's got a little hole for an umbrella, which I love. Umbrellas work really cool for speed lights. So a speed light goes into the hole, and we tighten it down from the top. Nice, easy, and fast, like such. There you go, and this is now ready to be used on a light stand. So we also grabbed our light stand from Godox. Just turn that around, and it's a nice little, very cheap, very very inexpensive, just a little cool light stand. I'm going to pop the light onto there, which now allows us more control of our light. So just make sure that's nice and sturdy. There we go. We can use it bare bulb the way it is, without any modifiers, and just put it to the side of Justin like this, point it at his face, and then I need to now add the trigger onto my camera. So we take a trigger, we put it onto our camera like such. We switch it on, and that should allow us to fire the flash remotely, even though we're using a Canon flash or speed light with a Fujifilm camera and remote, because Godox, it just does it. So with the flash now at that angle, let's have a look at Justin. Hi, Justin. That's going to give us split light, which is going to be very bad because the power is going to be not correct. There we go. That's not correct. But what we can do now is we can now move the light. So if I now move the light to the other side of Justin, point it at his face, and just by moving the light like that, because we're off camera flash, we can now take the same photo again, and now you'll see the shadow go to the other side. Ta-da! Because we're using off-camera flash. This would be the best way to shoot inside a dark room. So let's say you need to, where did that comment now go? No, I want to find a comment. There's a comment, show the comment. Oh, something fell, wasn't me. So what you would do is, in the event where you need to be in a dark room where you cannot bounce light, you can simply grab a very small light stand, add your flash to it, and use it off camera like this. See, that doesn't take up much space at all. And this you can just pop into a very small room very easily, point it at your subject off camera, or off camera, this is off axis at a 45 degree from our subject. And we're just going to take a photo like this. Hi, Justin. And that should give us better light than just having the flash on camera. And we can also now, because it's off camera, just move it to the other side at a 45 pointed at Justin. Do the same thing again without changing any settings, and that'll now give us better exposure and stuff. Ta-da! Very nice, very easy, very fun to do. Now, the nice thing is, nice scalability. Oh, you've got no idea, my friend, you've got no idea. Now we're going to have some fun with it, because the one thing that I always try to tell people is, when you want to expand your light using a speed light, you want to get an umbrella, because umbrellas were made and designed for speed lights. Give me umbrella. And this umbrella is really cool. This is the Godox UB010 umbrella slash softbox. What makes this umbrella so cool is it is still an umbrella that opens up, but it's got diffusion material built in already, which is awesome. So your flash fires into this and it diffuses your light for you like this. So I'm going to pop this into the little hole, which will allow us to mount that thing into it. First time it goes into there like such. I'm going to put it inside like that. Perfect. Come on, just rotate. There you go. And zip it up. See? So now what we've done is we've put our speed light inside a umbrella slash softbox. Now the reason I like these specific softboxes or umbrella softboxes is because they were designed for speed lights. They do really cool things like this. Turn that away to face Justin. We grab our camera. We change this to the other screen where you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, I see my mic's caught on it. That's fine. It's fine. There you go. So now we should get much softer light. Like that. Oh, well, that power's way too down. Yeah, we lost a little bit of power because remember, as soon as you put your flash or speed light inside something, you will lose power. So let's go to a quarter power. Quarter power might be a bit too hot now. Let's just have a look. And yeah, there you go. Much better. Okay, let's just get my lift thingy, get cable out of the way. I need to get a wireless mic. Okay, come with me, Justin. You need to hold camera for me while I show people this. There you go. Hold that. So now let's compare using the flash off camera on the left hand side without any umbrella at all. And on the right hand side, we just pop the flash at the same position, but we use the umbrella. Now look at the difference in that light. And that's just using your speed light inside a reflective umbrella with a little bit of diffusion panel. That Godox UB010 softbox slash umbrella, that thing is amazing for this because we can now use that same speed light to do something really, really fun. We can change it to the way that I would normally shoot a speed light inside an umbrella especially. So let's do this. Give me camera. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the angle of the off-camera flash. Because we can, it's off-camera. What we're going to do is we're going to take this flash and angle it. It is currently at a very bad angle for giving us good light. We're going to loosen this up, angle it down at about a 45. It's more or less 45. Give or take 45.
Yeah.
We're going to put that more or less here and just raise it up slightly so ever. There we go, like that should be fine. I'll shoot from underneath it. There we go. I might need to readjust the power again. Camera almost fell. That's fine. Please don't die, camera. And now what we're going to do is we've now changed to this position from our light. That should give us a little bit more wrap around, Justin, which will give us much more better even light across the subject, which just makes it so much easier to use your little speed light and get really good results like these. So Justin, come hold the camera for me again, please. Thank you, my friend, thank you. So that shot compared to this shot is night and day. So the left-hand side is just a bare flash, and the right-hand side is just putting a flash inside a Godox UB010 umbrella slash softbox, which makes life so cool for grabbing really awesome photos, because it just allows you to do all the really fun stuff with your flash. You don't need very big lights, so do make life easy, but we're going to play around now a little bit. So what we're going to do is let's add a banner on so people can see what they can go to. Shop at Godox. Ta-da, we can do that. I forgot we can do that cool thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to change the light a little bit more. We're going to get Justin to sit down on the chair because that way he's going to be lower than the light, which will allow us to get much better light on our subject. Where's your chair, Justin?
I'm grabbing it.
Sit in front of the black background for me. Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay.
Just have a seat. Now, we're keeping the light at exactly the same position, which is more or less right there. pointing at Justin, but angled at a downwards 45 like such. And what that's going to do is the flash is currently on power setting a quarter power, because that umbrella softbox will eat a lot of power. So Justin, let's take one photo, 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Now, no, I forgot to swap my screen. Why did I do that? Okay, Justin, let's take another photo. Yes, love like a banana. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So now you'll see, because the subject is now seated and we've angled our light appropriately, we can now get really, really good soft results using our little speed light inside an umbrella. And they do work with soft boxes as well, but I just like umbrellas more because they're much more compact and they were designed specifically for speed lights, which is why they work so well. Justin, move the chair to the right hand side a little bit. Yeah, that your left, my right. There you go. So we can just fill in that background nicely, and I'm going to be lazy because this is now, let's just go this, because that's now in a softbox. I can just sit down here and just zoom into Justin, take a photo, because I'm lazy that way. I don't need to stand up and move around and stuff. I can literally just do this, zoom in a little bit, and take a photo. And that'll still give us good results. Ta-da! Nice, easy, and fast. And we're using the black background. We can change that to white. We do have the white on the back of it, but it is a pain to work with, unfortunately. So yes, that's using a Godox V860 Mark III, just easily and fast, and it just does everything for you. So the specific one, which I should technically use, I'll put in the chat, like such for you. There you go. And that is the link for the speedlight that we're currently using, the Godox V860 Mark III. It is a really good little light. It does some really awesome stuff. So, Justin, we're going to change the light to the other side of you. So we need to move the light to the other side of Justin so we can do stuff. So let's just put the camera down where it's nice and safe. There you go. Okay, Justin, this is going to be annoying, but let's move it this way. There we go. Yeah, that should do it. Now you can just sit down and face me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot underneath the softbox. So the softbox is directly in line with Justin. And I'm going to take a photo of Justin from directly underneath the softbox. And just change the screen back so you can actually see what I'm doing. There you go. So let's take a photo. Camera just like this. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And that should still give us decent light on Justin. There you go. Now we're getting a little bit more light on the background. That's fine. We should technically change that to a white one. Justin, you want to change it to a white?
Sure.
Let's change it to a white and then we can finish off. So because we have been going for about an hour. Now my mic's stuck again. Dang it. I need to get that freaking Godox wireless mic, dude. Okay, so this one goes that way. That one comes this way. Okay, stop and swap out again. You go that side, I go this side. Rotate it and plop it down like such. Now let's go a little bit further back. There you go. Now grab your chair and have a seat. So what we've done now is we've now swapped out to white, because white is really fun to use, especially when you're using flash. So Justin, you need to bring that side of the background towards me, that one, so it's level. Yeah, just bring it towards me, and this one move it back slightly. It should be fine there. You're going to be a bit close to this. Yeah, just we need to move it back all the way. No, it's fine. Give me a sec, because we don't want to throw your shadow on it too much. Let's move it back a few steps like that. Cool. Now plop your chair down there. Cool. So now we've changed from black to white, because we are getting some reflective light on the background. So that should now pop the flash, give us something cool to work with. Put the camera on. When things are on, they work better. There we go, 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going from black to white, which should fit much better for what we're doing. Ta-da! Easy and fun. A little smile. Cool. Let's zoom out a little bit. Do that same photo again. There you go, 1, 2, and 3. And all I'm doing is shooting underneath the softbox towards Justin, and we're getting really awesome results. Very nice, very easy, very fast. I do want to increase the shadow on this one side a little bit, But that does look quite nice actually. And you can do all of this just using a speed light. So we currently just have the Godox. You need to rotate that around so we can show people, dude. So let's move this down so we can show people. And just move the umbrella. And for a light, we're just using the Godox V860. Really awesome flash. We're going to put that back in there, and we're going to just create a little bit more dramatic photo of Justin, and then we should be done. Just want to also do that with the Canon real fast. So let's do it like this. Move you up like that. Oh no, that's going to be in the way. It's fine. Stay. There we go. And that should give us some good results as well. And what we'll do is we'll actually swap from the Fujifilm to a Canon 600D and compare the photos, because we can do that. There you go. That's Justin 1, 2, and 3. I might need to adjust that light. It's going to be a little bit too dark, I think. That's fine, actually. It's quite good, actually. So what we're going to do now is, now we're going to change the Fujifilm out for a Canon. Because you might be thinking that it's just because I'm using a Fujifilm that we're getting good results. But no, you'd be quite surprised. So Justin, I'm going to need the trigger for the Canon, as well as I'm going to need the Canon itself. That we're going to now be swapping over to the Canon 600D to show you that you can still use an older camera with good light and get really good results. Put down the Fujifilm and the tether cable for the Fujifilm. Grab the Canon, grab this. So what we're using is the Canon, where is it? Oh, Canon 600D, which as you can see has had a like really tough life, unfortunately. But we will now be using the Canon with a different trigger. So this is a trigger we were using, which is a Fujifilm X Pro trigger, which is a really, really fun trigger to use. Now we're going to swap over to the X to T trigger for Canon, because we're using a Canon camera. So let's switch this off, take the batteries out of it. And what we'll do is we'll now compare a 10-plus-year-old camera to my Fujifilm X-T4 and see how they compare when it comes to light quality and things as such as well. So let's put in those batteries into the remote or into the trigger, switch it on, make sure this trigger is on channel 21. It is on channel 21, and the power. And there you go, we've got light. We can fire the same flash or same speed light using the X2 trigger from Canon, which is just so awesome. This is why I like the Godox ecosystem, because you can swap between cameras and stuff really fast. So let's plug this in. There you go, the bad boy's in. And then we need to tether this, which did take a lot of effort to get working, but it should just be plug and play. Let's plug it in. There we go. Power it on. Go back to capture one, which should now show us the Canon. There we go. And the Fujifilm lens was on f4. So we need to change this to f4 now as well. Yeah, I know. Go to f4. There you go, f4. The Fujifilm's ISO was 160. This cannot go there, so we need to compensate for that a little bit. So let's just take a random photo, not changing anything. Camera set to f4, more or less the same thing. No, you need to sit. Sit. There you go, sit. And then I need to focus on you, which might be a little bit more challenging than I thought. So there you go, 2 and 3. There you go. That's now using the Canon. Oh wow, the white balance is off. Oh wow, that is way off. Jeez, that's blue. That is not right. Let's go auto white balance. Let's just take another photo. Oh, that's bad. It's a bit orange. It's fine. It's Canon colors. It's one of those things. Dude, no, I need to change that. What the hell? Why? Why is it so bad? I need to go to what was this set to? Let's go to 6,000 on the Kelvin. Just take a test photo. I just want to get the white balance correct. That's better. There you go. Cool. So now we need to take a nice photo of Justin with the light in the same spot. I just need to focus on Justin. And we're using a 10-plus-year-old camera now, which is a little bit more difficult to use. But there we go. We can still get really good results. It's a bit dark though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the power on the flash up a tiny bit. 2. There you go. No, I just want to go up a little bit more, just for safety. There we go. Cool. So we now just adjusted the power, and we're using this Canon 600D to take a more or less decent photo of Justin. There you go. Not bad at all. Actually, that's not bad at all. I surprise myself sometimes, but that's fine. So let's compare shooting a 10-plus-year-old Canon with shooting a Fujifilm X-T4. There you go, side by side. You can see on the left-hand side we've got the Fujifilm, which gave us a really good light to work with. And on the right-hand side, we now have the Canon 600D, which also gave us really good light to work with. And that's the nice thing when you use Godox lights. You can use older Canon or Nikon or any other camera system's lights, just add the proper light to it and get really good, decent results. Because even though you're got to go, okay, ciao, ciao, dude, have a good one, Daniel-san. Have a good one, Daniel-san. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use this old Canon, and we're going to take a nice photo of Justin and then call it an evening. So, Justin, I'm going to move this light to this angle again and move it up so I can see, and rotate this down slightly. There you go, and go up, 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 up. Go up, you little thing. There you go. We will need to adjust the power again, so let's do that first. Hi, Justin. Let's just... Oh, did that thing go to sleep? It went to sleep again. Let's just... There you go. Now I've got power. Yeah, the flash goes to sleep if you don't use it that much, but I just want to see... It didn't go off? Oh, I need to just... Yeah, this old Canon is fiddly sometimes. Let's just switch it off. It went to sleep. Put everything back in again. There we go. The hot shoe on this is a little bit... Why is that not? Yeah, that's going the wrong way. Oh, I pressed the AD button on the top side. Jeez. Did it flash? Why is it not flashing? This old Canon, eh? It has seen better days, unfortunately. Why is it not flashing? I think the Canon's hot shoe has stopped working. Oh well, it is old as hell, so it is one of those things, unfortunately. Excuse me. I'm going to clean it just now. Just want to... Yeah, okay. So let's remove the tether cable. Remove the trigger. There we go. There we go. Haha. Hot shoe was dirty. Jeez, these old cameras. They're so fun to use, but they do get dirty a little bit. So anyway, let's just see if we can get good light. Did the trigger go off?
Yep.
It did go off? Oh, look, it's Justin. Oh, God, it's Justin. What the hell were you doing? Dude, no. You look like... I'm not going to say it, but you look like it. But anyway, we now have a light in the correct position. Justin, take a better pose, please. Because we do want to get a nice, decent shot of you using the Canon 600D and getting a nice photo using our speedlight. There we go. And that should be... Oh, what the hell? No, man. Why you move? Why you move? Let's do that again. Is this going off? Yes, it's going off. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. Did it go off? It did go off. It did go off. There you go. Okay, cool. Let's just reframe this. And you go back a little bit. No, focus. Focus. And close enough. There you go. Ta-da! And there's Uncle Justin. And this was shot, as you can see on the left-hand side, with the Canon 600D. Now you'll be asking yourself, but why would I want to add light to this old camera? Because you can get really sharp results. I know that's sharp as hell. Once you start to add light, fun things start to happen. So yes, that is using the Canon 600D, a Canon camera which was released, I think, like 11 or 12 years ago. And we just added some light to it, and we're getting like really good results. It's super easy to get good results with your camera gear. You just need to practice and just perfect all the stuff. I need to move that light in a little bit more. I want to be right underneath the light. I know it's getting stuck. So annoying. I need higher ceilings.
Oh, it's crumbling on my side.
Huh?
It's folding.
It's folding?
Yeah.
That's fine. There you go, like that. Cool, yes. So there you go. Hope you guys had some fun. If you have any specific questions or such, remember to drop them down below. Ask away. You're more than welcome. And there you go. There's Justin's face. Nah, I don't like that photo. Why do you do the weird stuff when I want to take photos? I mean, focus. Yeah, this is manual focus lens. I don't think the autofocus works on this at all. There we go. Take a photo again. There you go. See, very nice, very easy. And we can now compare them very easily. I need to get out of all these cables. Holy hell. So many cables. I need wireless stuff. So let's compare a very old camera. I think that was in focus. Let's just double check it. Zoom. That's close enough. Anyway, so let's compare to the X-T4. That's more or less this one. White balance will be a little bit different. Brightness was a little bit different. But yes, we can get really good results using an older camera without any problems. And there's our shot for the evening. That's an awesome one. It's Justin doing Justin stuff. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. It's been a little bit over an hour. You're more than welcome to ask some questions. But yes, that was doing the Godox V860 Mark III on a Canon and on a Fujifilm to give you a good comparison as to what you can and cannot achieve with it. You can do some really amazing things with a tiny little flash. I need to get my flash so I can show the people the flash. Open the thing up so I can get the thing out of it. Come out to daddy. There we go. There you go. We've got the little flash. And as you can see, switch that light off. Just out. I bumped the thing. Move my thing so I can show the flash. And as you can see, we were literally just shooting at an 1/8 power. So we still had a heap load more power that we could have gone with, which is so cool. So let's change this back to manual flash. We literally just press one button and this one is now good to go on camera again. So let's see how much power we still had left on this flash before we actually would reach the end of it. So we're now at an 1/8. Let's keep going up. Yeah, as you can see, we still had a lot of headroom to adjust the light with as such as well. So this little flash is really, really awesome. I freaking love this little speed light. Not only that, but the biggest reason I love it is this right here, which is our battery. Oh man, this thing is so cool. This thing is really awesome. I like it. Put back in. Ta-da! We've got power. So nice, so easy, very nice, very awesome. The Godox V860 Mark III for Canon. Lovely little flash. So, hope you guys had some fun this evening. This was the first time doing a live thing on the Godox website. So it was a little bit different. I am very nervous. I'm not used to being on the Godox's website and stuff. So it was cool. It was quite fun. I do like a flash. First flash, unfortunately, does belong to Justin. It says flash, which is why it was acting up and doing weird stuff because it's just Justin stuff. But anyway, what I'll do is we can just say goodbye. If you guys have any questions or such as well, you're more than welcome. You can just reach out to me directly. You can find me anywhere on Facebook. Just go find my name. I think my name is in the banner. Where's my name? There you go. It's host. You can just go to Andrew Basson ZA on Facebook. You can find me there. Just ask any of the Godox people for some assistance as well, and they can always point you my direction as well for any questions related to not only this little speed light, but any other Godox product as well. I'm more than happy to assist you to getting all this things sorted out. So I hope you guys had a awesome evening. Apologies, this might have been a bit rough around the edges, as they say. This was our first interaction on the Godox Live side, so it's a little bit different to what we're used to, especially using the streaming software thing they use. It is a little bit tricky, but we will get there. We will get there. So thank you very much, dudes and dudettes, everybody that joined. I hope you guys have an awesome evening. Remember, if you need some light in your life, just grab speed light. They're not that expensive. This is like $4,500, and it is worth every cent. You can do so many cool things once you start to put it into soft boxes, umbrellas. I would recommend the Godox UB010 softbox/umbrella. I use it with everything. That's why I own it. It's cheap. It's like $500. It is an awesome investment into your kit. Can recommend, would use again. Anyway, hope you guys had a good one. Keep well. Have safe. Bye, Justin.
Bye.
I need to go buy him some food now and take him home. Anyway, have a good evening, everybody, and I hope to catch you guys soon. Come on, end.